Hello. Today is December 5th, 2025. I haven't done a face cam video in a while now, but I'm making this video because I made a goal around 3 months ago. I made a goal 3 months ago. I believe it was in October, September. Around October, September. That I really wanted to be serious about this trading stuff. So I set up a time, and when I wanted to complete a pretty drastic goal, this goal was to make $50,000. And the deadline for which I wanted to complete this goal was December 5th, so today. And I am not happy to say, but I'm not necessarily sad to say that I didn't complete this goal at all. I'm not even close to the goal. I told myself $50,000. I had myself set up with a plan to do so, and yet I wasn't able to complete it. I got this goal from reading this book, Think and Grow Rich. In the book, it states that you should be setting up goals that are attainable and achievable by a certain time frame. And I thought $50,000 was attainable, just given the nature of how fast you can make money in trading. But I didn't take into account how much I didn't even know yet. So I wanted just to make a video with my face on it, talking about like the journey I've been through in the past 3 months of trying and failing and trying again and failing. I started strong. I had such a strong motivation to get this goal completed. I was studying, you know, 4 hours every single day, studying price action, learning about my own setup and strategy, taking notes, um, all these things every single day. I was very, very motivated and driven, and I drew reminders on my ceiling just to give myself that um, extra motivation every single day to work on this goal, which I wanted to achieve so bad. And then, I still failed. So I had to go back to the drawing board. What was I doing wrong? What did I need to change? That's when I learned about backtesting. And I started investing in myself. I started to backtest every single day. I started to review every single one of my backtests from the previous day. Every single day I would do this. And yes, I would fail many times, but I would come right back to it because I loved to do it. This was something I was passionate about. And in my trading, it started to pay off. I started to see more green days. I started to understand what the market was doing. Even when I lost, I would understand why it did that. I actually started having an idea of what it is I'm looking at every single day, of what it is that the chart is telling me every single day. There's a story behind these things, and I was learning that. But time kept drawing closer to my goal, and I kept telling myself, it'll happen, it'll come, and the day is today, and it hasn't come, and I still haven't made a single dollar from trading. A single dollar. Not one. I've been trading for 7 months. On the 14th of December, which is in week and a half. It will be my eighth month. And still, I would have not have passed an evaluation. Now, does this get to me? Does this make me mad? It would have a few months ago. I would have been crying, angry that I didn't complete my goal. I would have been mad at everything and throwing stuff across my room and just been emotional. But now I'm starting to understand that life isn't about the wealth that you can gain. And I know this is such a large opportunity for wealth generation. But I'm starting to just not care anymore. I'm starting to want to take this trading game as a no pressure. I found myself putting so much pressure and weight behind each one of my goals, each one of my deadlines, that it would just hurt much more when I wouldn't achieve them. And I can tell you wholeheartedly that I was not very disappointed in myself when I didn't achieve this goal. Because truthfully, I've seen so much improvement in my trading in just the past 3 months alone that I know this is possible. I know in my soul that this is possible. When you're starting something new and you look at all the people who you look up to online, who you kind of got the idea and inspiration to even start from, you see them living their life and you see them, with the success that they've gained, and you kind of start to doubt whether what you're pursuing is even possible or not. Nowadays, we all know, like, the internet gurus and stuff that sell courses on how to get rich. Many of them have been exposed for not even doing the things that they teach. So we're in a day and age where it's a bit tricky to even believe in the stuff you're pursuing, and that's kind of what I found myself thinking most of the time throughout this trading journey. Like, is this even real? Can people actually make money off of this? Because I didn't understand anything. I didn't get it. I followed what people were telling me to do, and sometimes it would work, but most times it would just fail, and I wouldn't know why. I wouldn't understand why. But in the past 3 months, I've actually seen and understood my strategy coming through and executing to the tick, like to the absolute tick. Price is respecting what I have planned out for it to do. And just that little factor alone is making me feel so much more excited and motivated to do this stuff, to trade every day. Because I see myself knowing what's gonna happen. And when you know what's gonna happen, all you have to do is execute on that. And sometimes you'll be wrong, but when you're right, it feels so good when you are right. You feel accomplished. You feel like the time you spent studying hasn't gone to waste. And that's just what I've been looking at. And even though you can see my previous videos, I pretty much blew this other account, which I spent like 2 weeks on. I was so close to passing, and I lost it all within a day. And that kind of set me back, because I was so close to my goal. I knew I wasn't going to make $50,000, but passing an account alone by this deadline would have been more than enough to satisfy me to continue. And the fact that I failed at even that small task kind of hurt me, you know? But I'm not new to these kind of experiences. You know, I've been through that route already in the first 6 months of me doing this. You know, I've been through the failed accounts, I've been through the close to passing, I've been through the emotion of anger, of just wanting to fucking break something, wanting to punch a hole in my wall because I was so close. But now it's like I feel like I'm different. And I'm just making this video as kind of like a milestone video of my journey because I still haven't made any money, man. At all. But I know what's happening. I just need to execute on it. So I'm not sure what the future holds for me. I'm not. I'm not sure at all. And I think my religion has really helped me with this. I don't want to be a hypocrite because I have been falling off quite a bit just due to my losses and the stress I put on myself. But I mean, genuinely, this book right here, man, it has a lot of knowledge in it. Knowledge that can help you. And through my own experiences, I can tell you that you can try as hard as you want. Study for as long as you want, 8 hours, and you'll think you're doing something productive, but when the time comes to actually execute on what you've learned, it's better to just come at it with a calm attitude and a carefree attitude that if you win or lose, it doesn't matter, man. These numbers on the screen, they don't make you. They shouldn't validate you as a person. They shouldn't make you feel fulfilled because it's not the meaning of anything. Like, this is just a vehicle to gain wealth, to gain money. It's a very powerful one, but in the end, it's just like any other. Just like if you were running a business or something. You can't make that business your life. That's why I honestly do think that having God in your life will help you. Whether you believe that God is real or not, I have my struggles with it as well. Whether you believe that He can actually do things for you and change your life is up to you. And whether you actually see that coming into your life, it's all about perspective. Because I myself, I haven't heard a voice in my head. Some people have. Some people have heard the voice of God talking to them. I haven't. I haven't had dreams of God. I haven't, spoken to God through words, but I don't think that's the way of His communication with me. I believe personally that God puts ideas in your head that you need to act upon to get better. He gives you these thoughts of wealth, of prosperity, because He knows that if you act on them, you will achieve them. You may call it luck or whatever you want, but I believe it's God's blessing that when things go your way, it's Him. It's just Him helping you. And I struggled a lot with blaming God for my mistakes and my losses, because every time I would lose, I'd tell myself that, why are you allowing me to lose when you know that me winning will only help the others around me, because I could help other people, I could share my wealth, I could share my experience. But I'm trying to teach myself that whenever I have these feelings, it's just me. It's me not being ready. It's me not being ready for what God wants for me, what God's plan is for me. You know, you still need to be refined in fire. Gold is refined in fire. Silver is refined in fire, in the heat of the flame, in the hottest point, the melting pot. And that's kind of how we are in our journeys of whatever you want to pursue, you know? You need to be held to that fire. You need to be held to that pressure to become, that diamond, to become that refined trader, that refined businessman, the refined man. Trading has helped me become a better man as well, teaching me discipline, teaching me patience, and I just want to remember through this video that no matter what goals you set for yourself, you need to have God. And for me, it's been hard to trust in Him and to have faith. Give me 1 second, I need to close my door. To have faith in Him. Because I'm a very logical person, like many who are traders are. I find myself dealing with logical situations of why I'm losing, and God really just isn't one. Logically speaking, reading a book about God, how is that going to help me be a better trader? You know? That's where faith comes into play, and I need more of that. And I'm making this video to remind myself. Just go to Him, go to God. Go to God when you feel down. God is good. God does not cause you to suffer. He allows it. God allows you to suffer. He does not cause you to suffer. He just allows it. Sometimes it's for our own good. The Lord disciplines those who He loves. So do not rebuke His discipline. Let me find the actual verse. Proverbs 3:11. My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline, and do not resent His rebuke, because the Lord disciplines those He loves, as a father the son He delights in. It's just simple as that. You need to have that faith, Gabe. Things are going to work out. You never know when. You won't know when. But it'll work out. Anyways, I'm going to be doing a session review because I didn't trade today. I didn't. I was tired. I'll admit it. I did not want to trade. But I will review the session now. Hello, I will be reviewing the session for Friday, December 5th. So, we look back in hindsight. What have we been doing pretty much the entire week? Pushing bullish, taking out this buy side on Thursday. We still had these two highs on the 4-hour, which looking to get taken out. This market maker buy model. What do we do in the morning then? If we mark out the equilibrium of this entire range, we see that price pushes down pre-market all the way to OTE of this 4-hour range. Now this is pre-market, of course, so we wouldn't be trading that. What do we see at market open? Market open starts to push its way up. Okay, understood. Inside of this 4-hour, and there is this 1-hour here that price respects to a T, as well as this new day opening gap. So if we were to go down on a lower time frame, and we see price pushing bullish at around 9:30, bang. what is our logical target for the day? This buy side, right? Since price is reacting off of OTE of the higher time frame, what do we want to look for? So we want to look for some sort of retracement. 9:45 comes. This would have been a kind of an earlier day trade. Market pushes down. What do we push down into? This 1 hour order block. We see this breaker block, this order block, after price closes at 9 a.m. On the 5 minute, we end up seeing, boom, price pushes down into this fair value gap. Not exactly touching an order block, but if we wanted to, we could then go down to a lower time frame. If we didn't want to enter off of this, I found the best possible trade would have been right here. Price pushes its way up. We form a 5-minute market structure shift. What do we see below here? A 3-minute. Oops. Let's make a new one. A 3-minute breaker block. Three-minute order block plus breaker block. If you wanted to get the highest entry, since it is in line with this fair value gap, we could boom have entered right at that 3-minute, some sort of limit order right at this 3-minute wick with a 1-to-1 just targeting this buy side. Stop loss right there. Price would have taken it, and the rest of the day is pretty much consolidation. So that is the only real trade I saw as worthwhile. So next would be a run to these equal buy side. But that is the trade which I believe to be the highest confluence. It's worth it to say that price never went and touched this body of this 5-minute, which is why you do want to have kind of a combination of trade entries. Now, knowing that price already tapped off of OTE of the higher time frame, then broke structure on the 15, 9:45. We know that price could end up going up. So a market order in anywhere between this would have been a decent trade, you know? So you want to get more used to taking trades off of market orders if you don't get filled. Right off of this tap, we see a push up. Could even go on the very low time frame, see ourselves make this 1-minute market structure shift. I'm not sure if there's a 2-minute. There's no 2-minute, but there is a 2-minute tap of that wick. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the market review. Really only one solid trade this day. Friday usually has that, but thank you.